Hello to Sterling, our new little, oops, here's Sterling, right next to Sterling. Look at that right there. He's a brand new ornament from Sterling and Kevin and Holly and Roman. Well, where are you, Roman? Oh, there you are. Come on. You're hiding. There. Can you see Roman? There's Roman. And then we'll go all the way over here to see Cleo. There's Cleo. And Winnie. And we cannot forget James. Where are you, James? That's not James. That's Winnie. There's James. Well, today I have a story about farm animals to read, but first we're going to go over a few words because two of the words are very special because a very special person has a birthday tomorrow on Sunday. And that very special person is Holly. So Holly's birthday is on Sunday. And so we all need to say to her, happy, Happy, happy birthday. Oh, that's a long word. birthday. Happy birthday, Holly. Oh, in our story today, I think we're going to find the word he. Were, W-E-R-E. I know we'll find the word and, A-N-D. No, N-O. Not sure if there's a dad in here, D-A-D. I know we'll see the word the, T-H-E. Not, N-O-T. I, and you, Y-O-U. Me, M-E. She, S-H-E. I think there are some she's in this book. R, A-R-E. Was, W-A-S. It, I-T. Mom, M-O-M. Yes, Y-E-S. Is, I-S. Love, L-O-V-E. And dog, D-O-G. All right, the book we're going to read today is Wannabe Farms. And see, it's a very big book, so we're not reading the whole book today. We're just reading some of it. So let me turn it so we can both look at it. Wannabe Farms by Brian McCain. See, here's a picture of the farm. Shearing shed, that's where they take all the, for the sheep. And that's a lake, and that's a barn. Here's some bunch of stories. There's an introduction to the book. The day the cows built a car for themselves. The day the chickens tried to build a flat-screen TV. The day the pigs tried to live like humans. The day the sheep wanted to become barbers. The day the horses decided they could make a farm more successful. And then there's an epilogue. So let's read the introduction and see what this book is about. So, introduction to the book you are reading. It's supposed to set up the story, and I hope it works. Have you ever wondered what animals think Do you ever get bored? Do they ever get bored? Do they mind that they stink? Do they look up to the sky? Do they stare at the stars? Do they know that we're sending a spaceship to Mars? Do they ever feel jealous or happy or sad? Do they ever think fondly of a meal they just had? The answer to these questions you must have yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, 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 and yes. Hey, that didn't rhyme. What is the deal with this book? It is filled with good stories, or is it just gobbledygook? Well, gobbledygook is a very good thing. You might be surprised at the joy it can bring. But these are good stories, epic and true, although when I say they're true, I'm lying to you. But you'll enjoy them, I promise. Grab a hot chocolate to drink, because it's time to discover what animals think. Now, at this point, you're probably wondering how I know what animals think. Am I a mind reader? Was I raised by wolves? Did an evil doctor implant a microchip in my brain that allows me to have telepathic communication with four-legged friends? These are all great theories, but none are correct. The truth is, I don't know for sure what animals are thinking. I'm just a human being, and human beings don't have superpowers. But I'm a very good judge of character, and when it comes to stories in this book, I'm pretty sure I'm right about what the animals were thinking. So let me continue. So our first story is, that's not even to the story, it's still the introduction. There is a farm in the country, a sweet little place where life moves along at a leisurely pace. So there's a picture of the farm. And it's called Wannabe Farm. It's not very far from the city, the traffic and crowds, but instead of bright lights, it has puffy white clouds. It goes by the name of Wannabe Farms. It's quiet and quaint, with no shortage of charms. There's a stream and a lake, and a big old red barn. You'll find milk, you'll find eggs, you'll find large spools of yarn. For the animals there, life is simple and slow. They eat, they sleep, they watch the grass grow. And there's a picture of that farm, like if you were in an airplane looking down on that farm. But the world all around them is building and growing, and this gets them thinking, and ideas start flowing. They start to have wishes, they hatch plots and schemes, they start to think bigger, they start to have dreams. But on Wannabe Farm, dreams never come true. Well, at least not in the way dreams usually do. Is that bad? Is that sad? No, it's not. Not at all. Pursuing a dream is the point of it all. So, hold tight to the book at the end of your arm, and I'll tell you what happened on Wannabe Farm. Here are some of the people we're going to see. We're going to see cows and chickens and pigs and sheep and a horse. They all live on the Wannabe Farms. So, now the first story is the day the cows built a car for themselves. So here's a bunch of cows looking down at the cars going by on the street. I don't think I've ever seen a cow drive a car, but they're wishing that they could. So what are they going to do? Well, our very first story is about the cows and how they wanted to change their lives somehow. You see, the cows spend their day in a field eating hay, watching humans drive cars, heading this and that way. Cars zooming past was a sight that was new as the suburbs kept growing and the new highway came through. To the cows, it looked fun Driving here, driving there, heading out on adventures, the wind in their hair. I didn't think cows had hair, but these cows do. They found their field boring. The same thing every day. Not much to look at while chewing dry hay. If they had a car, they could go into town, try lots of new food, and have a good look around. The cows had an idea. Build a car of their own. Take it on rides away from their home. It was an awful idea. Cows can't build cars. It doesn't matter how determined they are. They don't understand engines, computers, or gas. They don't understand wheels or windows of glass. Cows can't hold a hammer. They can't draw a design. They can't steer or use blinkers or read a stop sign. Cows are wonderful, gentle, and kind, but building a car, were they out of their mind? Now the author gives us a little note here. Just for the record, yes, these cows were out of their minds. Do you know how much the average cow weighs? Around 2,000 pounds. And I'm going to assume that a cow would want to drive around with a friend or two. So that's like 6,000 pounds, which is the weight of about 45 people. The cows would need to build a huge truck to achieve their dream. And I don't need to tell you that cows shouldn't build trucks either. So here's a cow looking at a gas pump there. When it comes to car building, cows haven't a clue. They simply can't understand the things that we do. Where would they sit? How fast would they go? Could they pump their own gas? The answer is no. Oh, cows should never ever build cars, but they tried to that day. They reached for the stars. They started collecting what they thought they could use in a large wooden crate, a pair of old shoes. They knew wheels were important to roll on the ground, but they didn't know wheels had to be round. So they got boxes and a funnel and an old flower pot. Would these work as wheels? You and I know they would not. How to assemble the parts they were using? A cow can't use nails. That's far too confusing. A cow can't use tape. A cow can't use glue. And cows can't phantom a screwdriver and a screw. So they shoved things together and tied them tight in with a hose. How the cows thought of that, nobody knows. Well, it took them all day, but at last they were done. The cow stood in the car and it didn't run. How odd, how strange, the car didn't go. This wasn't much fun. It couldn't even go slow. Then they noticed an apple fall off the tree. As it rolled down the hill, it gathered up speed. They looked at each other, then looked at the hill. Then they all started pushing. They wanted a thrill. To the top, they hauled their contraption, eagerly wanting some sweet downhill action. Ooh, they're there at the top of the hill. They got their cow car up next to a tree. Then they all got in and counted 1, 2, 3. Then crash, it collapsed. It smashed to the ground. Those cows were so heavy, it was such a loud sound. They all tumbled out. The tree was still shaking, and that was the end of their cow car making. But As the branches kept swaying, apples fell off the tree, filling the car with a delicacy. Delicious, nutritious, what a wonderful treat. They were more than enough tasty apples to eat. And as the cows looked around, what did they see? All sorts of fresh food growing for free. Alfalfa and clover, corn and small flowers, endless green grass. They could eat here for hours. They celebrated and danced. They all let out a moo. And that was when they noticed the view. From high on the hill, they could see the whole town. They could see every town for miles around. What a view, what a sight, what a wonderful thrill. The cows' dreams had come true on the top of that hill. No car was needed, no roads and no driving to see far-off cities, and they feel they were thriving. So there they are, cows up on that big hill. They couldn't believe it. They hadn't a care, surrounded by food, the wind in their hair. What an adventure, what a success. They loved their new home with a hilltop address. The view was exciting, the food wasn't boring. They were giddy and happy, their spirits were soaring. And this wouldn't have happened if they didn't try, if they were content just watching cars drive by. But on that fateful day, they decided to see, if they tried their hardest, how good life could be. Do you have a dream? Do you want to come true? Well, before you pursue it, here's a message for you. There's no better time to get going than now, unless you're planning to build a car or a cow. And now our author says, don't pursue that dream. It's a bad idea. I think I've made that abundantly clear in the story. It would be really dangerous if you wouldn't make any money, because cows don't have money to buy cars. So the author is saying, don't try to build a car for a cow, because they can't drive it, they can't fit in it, and no one would buy the cars you built. So that, I believe, is the end of that story. And next time we read a story, maybe it will be the day the chickens try to build a flat screen TV. But that's the end of the reading for today, and I hope you like that story. And let me know if you like these Wannabe farm stories, because we do have a few more in that book. So I love all of you, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Bye-bye.